my loves. So today I have another little paranormal story for you guys. I have a lot of paranormal things I want to update you guys on in this video because there's one thing in particular I really want to talk about, and it was an incredibly weird, I don't know if it was related or not. I don't know if it was paranormal, but I feel like it was. Also just some weird things that have been happening lately. And you guys love paranormal stories. You love paranormal updates. So I love to bring them to you guys, even though when I'm experiencing these things, it's not always fun. My main story I want to tell you guys about in this video is one about Peggy the doll. And this is a haunted doll that has kind of been circulating YouTube, and they just did an episode about it on Deadly Possessions. And it's really interesting because my really good friend Annie had an experience. I watched someone talk about Peggy and I had a really strange experience too. So we are both going to be telling our own individual 100% true, we have receipts and screenshots to back it up, stories about Peggy the doll. So if you guys want to check out Annie's video, don't forget to click down below and go and give her a watch. I love her. She actually does a lot of paranormal themed videos, so if you guys like these, she is going to be a great channel for you to watch. So I actually know exactly what day this is because I DM'd my friend Brittany, and you guys can see it's a real DM. It's like a real Twitter DM. And this was on April 11th, 2016 at 4:55 when I DM'd her. This was because I watched her reacting to Peggy the doll. And if you don't know who Peggy the doll is, she is a haunted doll. And I'm gonna link Brittany's video down below as well. So it's kind of like a trio collab, even though Brittany doesn't even know I'm talking about her. I love her, seriously. Again, if you guys like paranormal, you're going to love her channel. But to summarize, Peggy is a haunted doll and a lot of scary things have happened with her. She predicted a cat dying, according to one lady. This lady was really sick after obtaining Peggy, and she had a dream in which Peggy the doll came to her and talked about her cat and said she was going to die the next day. And out of nowhere, the next day, the woman came downstairs and her cat was sick and died that day. People report feeling chest pains when they look at Peggy. People have literally reported feeling sick after just seeing a video of her. I believe in haunted objects, I believe in haunted dolls, but I really did not believe that I would feel ill after seeing Peggy. And then this happened and I really don't know what it was. So I was watching Brittany react to the video of Peggy, and I was just watching Brittany react. I never saw Peggy, never watched the video myself. I was just listening to her react to the video. And it's so bizarre because right before the part where Brittany said, oh my god, the doll fell over or something like that, the doll fell over in the video on its own. Like, it was sitting upright, no one had touched it, and it looked like the doll was literally shoved over by something. Right before she said that, I started feeling panicky, and I get panic attacks regularly, but I started feeling a real tightness in my chest. I started hyperventilating, feeling very, very anxious, and then she said, oh my god, the doll fell over. Now, when I get a panic attack, 9 times out of 10, it's because something has set me off. And it's not something I can control, so it just kind of has to like ride itself out. Nothing had happened. I wasn't scared, I wasn't nervous. Like I said, I really did not believe in this haunted doll being able to hurt me, especially like watching someone's reaction to it. So I start having this panic attack and I'm not really thinking much of it. I'm just like, I can't really think. So I'm trying to like calm down. I'm trying to like collect myself, collect my breathing. I'm trying not to cry because I always cry when I have a panic attack, and I had just done my makeup. So I was sitting right here and there is this little like hand mirror that I do my makeup in. So kind of visualize this. My hand mirror is here, and from my hand mirror I can see my door, and my door was open. And in my doorway I saw a dark silhouette, and it was really tall and like it moved super fast. It was still for about 2 seconds and then it moved out of frame. And so I like look behind me and obviously nothing is there, no one is in my house. But like when I came out of the panic attack and once I calmed down, I was like, was that paranormal, or did I just like hyperventilate and the lack of oxygen to my head, did it cause me to hallucinate? I've never hallucinated before when I had a panic attack, but it was so weird. So then I texted Brittany and I thought it was like the craziest thing in the entire world that I had that experience while watching her video. And I just think the timing was really weird right before the doll fell over. So really, really scary, right? Like I still don't know if it was paranormal or if it was like me hallucinating because I was hyperventilating or something, but I would love to know what you guys think, of course. I'm not going to watch the actual Peggy the doll video because I don't know, just already knowing that it may have had an effect on me, and I definitely did not believe that it would. Like, I I get kind of scared, and also I don't want to psych myself out. If you guys are brave enough to watch the video of her, I will list it down below, or you can watch Brittany's reaction, or just watch Brittany's entire video on Peggy if you want a little bit more information. And then of course there's Annie's entire story time about what happened. Well, I've been having a lot of weird paranormal experiences lately in general, so having this happen was just the icing on, you know, the paranormal cake. Thanks for baking, ghosts, but I really don't want any more. So one of the weirder things that happened really recently was I went to bed and I kept having this reoccurring nightmare. Nightmare kept playing exactly the same over and over and over. And in my nightmare, I was in bed with a friend, not like that, but like I was in bed with one of my friends and we were just talking and hanging out and stuff. And I could like see through my bedroom doors. They were like clear in this dream. So I could see that someone had broken into my house. And I understood that they were going to walk through every room in my house. They never like said this out loud, but I understood that it was going to happen. And my room was last. And so while they were checking the house was my best friend and I's time to look for a way to escape. And every single dream, we both died. And it was really scary and morbid. And what was even weirder was after the first time that I had the dream, as I woke up, I was just like, my heart was pounding. I was so freaked out because I had just like, you know, I'd had a dream that my best friend and I died. Like, that's scary. Guys, I don't know if this was, again, me waking up or if it was like paranormal or something, but I looked over the side of my bed and it was because I was about to get out of bed. And I don't know about y'all, but every time that I'm about to get out of bed, I check where I'm going to step. I look over my bed and there is a hand under my bed stretched out. And again, like, I was in that stage of this may have just been like me dreaming while awake, you know what I mean? Because I had woken up so suddenly and I was so freaked out, but I know that I saw it, whether it was like me dreaming or not. I saw this hand out from under my bed and I just kind of stared at it, and I remember very vividly it was wearing a like pink lacy sleeve with like a white cuff. And it was so detailed, and I remember looking at that and just thinking about how detailed it was. And then the hand was like gray, and it was really, really strange, but it looked solid. And so I wasn't thinking it was paranormal. I was just like, that's weird. You know, I'm like trying to wake up. The hand kind of like waves at me, like really weird. It's like it went from side to side and it waved at me like that. Like, hello, welcome to Nightmare World, enjoy your stay. The hand went back under the bed and I continued to slowly wake up, and I was like, what was that? And so I checked under the bed, obviously nothing was there. And then I assumed maybe it was one of those, like, not sleep paralysis, but that sort of thing where you're waking up from a dream and you just dream while you're awake. So I get up, I get water, and when I go back to sleep, I have the dream again. And then after that, I can't stop thinking about it after the second time, and it played exactly the same way it did the first time, except at the end, my best friend and I tried a different route to escape. I had the dream 6 times, then I was just like done. Like, I would wake up every half hour on the like 30-minute dot. And I didn't know what to do. Like, I just got tired of it because I wasn't really getting any sleep. So I woke up and I started my day. And a few days later, I told my best friend about it, and I was like, yeah, it's really weird. Like, I had this dream about us. And he was like, this is going to scare the shit out of you, but I had the same dream. And I hadn't even told him all of the details of the dream, but from what he understood, he was in a place that he didn't recognize, i.e. my house, and he described the layout of my house, and he's never seen the layout of my house. In my vlogs, I'm very careful not to walk from room to room or like show the whole layout, and he knew what it looked like. And it was just really, really weird. So basically we talked about it, and I told him like we died in my dream, and he said we died in my dream. And he only had it one time. I had it like 5 or 6, but it's just really weird because they mirrored each other so closely, and it creeps me out. Another kind of shared paranormal experience I've had recently was last night, and my husband is working late all of this week. He has weird hours and he doesn't come home till midnight right now, which sucks. So I was home alone and I was just feeling a little bit antsy. I was thinking about calling my dad, and I kind of thought maybe I shouldn't, you know, like I don't want to bother him, this and that. So I'm sitting there, I'm editing, and while I'm just kind of like doing my thing, doing whatever, somebody knocks 3 times, you know, just like knock, 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 like you would knock on a front door, but no one was at my front door, and the knock did not sound like it was coming from the door. And I just kind of sat there and I was like, what was that? And then my dog started snarling and barking and going crazy. And my one dog, the husky, like left the room and she went to go inspect and see what the sound was because she's crazy and thinks she's like 1,000,000 pounds and she can just protect everything. And so while she's going through the house, I hear her snarling stop. And she comes running back into the bedroom and jumps in my lap on the bed. I was really scared because I thought maybe someone was in my house. I thought like sometimes when my husband comes home, he'll like play jokes on me and stuff and like come in through the back door to scare me and just like walk up and like hug me in my office or something. So I thought maybe it was something like that. So I start looking through the house and no one is here. And maybe half an hour passes. I decide I'm just gonna call my dad because I'm scared and I just want to talk to someone. And so I call him and he's like, you're not gonna believe what happened to me earlier. And apparently he was washing dishes. He's in the kitchen minding his own business and he heard a knocking sound. And he didn't like specify whether it was 3 knocks because that was very, very distinct. So he heard knocking in his house, stopped washing the dishes, inspected everywhere, and he was hit with a really heavy, overbearing smell of cigarette smoke, like someone had just blown it in his face. And sometimes, like, I've had experiences like that before too. And we've always believed that it's my grandmother who died. She was on my dad's side and she died before I ever met her. Throughout my life, my parents have had weird paranormal experiences and a lot of them end with smelling cigarette smoke. And they always believe it's my grandmother. That kind of comforted me because he had the same experience I did and it was like, you know, it was like just my grandma, if that's what it actually is. I don't know. I believed that to an extent because it's kind of comforting and I don't know. So that happened and now I kind of am not scared about the knocking. I've had weird paranormal experiences about my grandma too, but they're all very good ones. I told my dad about this woman I saw in my dream and I had never seen this photo of my grandmother where she looked the way that I described to him, that she was just so beautiful and she had the most gorgeous brown hair and like down to her outfit. It was a photo of her that he like held very dear to him and that I had never seen, but I saw the exact replica of my grandmother in that moment from that photo in a dream. I was so stressed out about college. I had just had a really bad semester and I remember in this dream I talked to my grandma and like we sat down. She basically like had tea ready for me and we sat down and had tea together. And she explained to me that like everything was gonna be okay and that college wasn't the end of the world and I didn't need to be so afraid of everything because I was gonna be all right. And I mean, that's just kind of like a really lighthearted, I mean, maybe it's real, maybe it's not. Maybe I saw that photo at some point and just generated the idea of my grandmother in my dream or something. That wasn't really the story I was gonna end with, but I feel like all of my paranormal stories are so scary and like, I guess I just thought I would end with one that's like kind of nice and not so scary. Those are some like recent, and then that last one wasn't so recent, but it tied into my grandmother and my last paranormal story that I told you guys. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love you guys so, so much and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.